Welcome back to the Epicurean Smokes coverage of the Premium Cigar Association Trade Show 2025.
We know what's going on tonight. I'd like to start with a little bit of a public service announcement. As you're roaming around the French Quarter later on, and maybe you've had a couple of hurricanes or a gin fizz or too many. And gentlemen, they're not all ladies. Just a warning, that's all I'm telling you. So what we're going to do tonight is we have some of the top, the leaders of the cigar industry going to tell you jokes. Yeah, I think it's fucking weird too. But they decided they were going to do it, and we've done it in New England, and it worked very well. And it's not that they're comedians, so they don't have material per se, so there'll be street jokes, you know, jokes that you hear. And I apologize ahead of time, there's going to be some salty language. I've heard what they're planning, and you might want to go to church right after this. That's all I know. But there'll be simple jokes that anyone can handle. And as an example, this is one that we've done in the past, and it goes over pretty well. Is a guy on his deathbed. He pulls his wife close. Says, "Honey, I want you to do one thing for me after I die." She goes, "Anything you say, my love." He says, "I want you to marry my friend Ray." And she goes, "I thought you hated Ray." He goes, "I do." Hey, that's a simple joke right there. It's going to go like that all night long. Here's another one. Woman goes to the gynecologist. The gynecologist is checking her out, and he says, "Ma, you have a big vagina, big vagina." And she goes, "You didn't have to say it twice." And he goes, "I didn't." You see how that works? That's the other side of things. All right, one for the guys. Guy goes to his doctor for an annual checkup, and the doctor's checking him out, and he says, "Well, the first thing I got to tell you is you got to stop masturbating." The guy says, "How come?" He goes, "Because I'm trying to examine you." All right, you seem to get a joke, which is a good thing. It's a very lovely thing. And I guess being in the shadow of the Superdome, this one would make perfect sense. This guy at the Super Bowl one year is sitting sort of up high. He looks down 3 rows from the field, and there's a guy sitting all by himself with an empty seat next to him, right? And he goes up, wiggles his way up, and he says to the guy, "Look, I can't help but notice you got an empty seat here. Do you mind if I sit?" And the guy goes, "I'm sorry, I can't let you sit in that seat." He goes, "My wife and I had a pact, whichever one of us died first, the other one would leave the seat open for as long as we lived." And the guy goes, "Oh, that's so touching." And he says to him, "How long has she been gone?" The guy goes, "Funeral's in about an hour." All right, you like the dick joke better than that one. So just a word of advice to the contestants tonight, go with the dick material. It seems to be that kind of a crowd.
Wow.
I would go with the penis material and all of that. All right, so you understand what's going on, right? And I will be here in case they need some help. We have some other jokes and stuff like that. So you guys are nice. Any questions? Good. All right, so let's introduce everybody who's coming up. Shall we do that?
Yeah.
That's what we'll do. So, in no certain order, please welcome from Perdomo Cigars, Nick Perdomo.
Woo!
Top of the game. Seems to be among the missing. Nick, here he comes. Hello, Nick. And from CLE and Aroa Cigars, Christian Aroa. And from Christoph Cigars, please welcome Glenn Case. These guys knew they were coming up, right? Yeah, good. And from Rocky Patel Cigars, unbelievably, Rocky Patel, ladies and gentlemen, is here. And from Altena Cigars, USA, Rafael Nadal. And from Bentley Cigars, Jonathan Carney. Jonathan, plenty of time up here to do that. Get up here. And from Aladino Cigars, Justo Aroa. We have two Aroas. We're gonna act Aroa off. I don't know if you've ever been party to an Aroa off. It's something to see. And here's what they're vying for. I don't know if you can see this lovely item right here. It's a bulletproof, and believe me, they need it that way, plaque that says they're the funniest person at the PCA. All right? So how about a nice round of applause for everybody for just having the nerve to do this? And we didn't pick numbers or anything, but I guess we'll go in the order that you came up. Is that all right with everybody?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay, so please welcome to the mic. This is Nick Perdomo. You can use the middle mic if you want. Yeah. And everyone's going to get to do 2 jokes. Or 1 joke. Rocky's only got 1. Give me your best shot there, Nick.
Okay, so 3 guys head out to New York, they're all buddies, and they walk by and they see the Guinness Book of World Records building. The first friend says, I gotta have the fucking smallest hands in the world. They're the same size since I was born. And the 2 friends go, God, your hands are so small. They're only an inch in length. He goes, I'm gonna go in there. I think I can win the Guinness Book of World Records and I have the smallest hands. So the guy walks in, comes out about 15 minutes later, with his hands up, he said, I won $10,000. I have the smallest hands in the world. The second friend stands up and falls flat on his face. He says, they pull him up, he says, look at my feet, they're size 13 baby. My feet have never grown since I was born. I gotta have the smallest feet in the world. They truck him into the Guinness Book of World Records building. He comes back out about 15 minutes later, falls flat on his face and says, I have the smallest feet in the world. I just won $10,000. The third friend looks at both of them and says, well, I'm kind of embarrassed. He said, I think I have the smallest dick in the world.
Yeah. Good choice.
So they said, how small is your dick? He said, my dick is so small that I have to tie a red string around it so people can see it. And they're going, come on, pull your pants down. So he pulls his pants down, and the friends go, holy shit! It's minute, it doesn't even exist. Where's it at? He goes, look at the string, and they go, holy shit, there's no way. And all of a sudden he pees, and they go, my God, you gotta have the smallest dick in the world. There's no way anybody can beat you. He goes back in, walks about 15 minutes later, he starts crying. He goes, what happened? He goes, who the fuck is Steve Saka?
Wow, you see that? Yeah. Yes. Yeah. You got a little singing at the end. Wow.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
All right, go ahead.
You know, that's what happens when you take Dave Groff from his calls, man. He calls you like, hey, I want you to do a comedy show. You're thinking, you know, I'm actually doing pretty well. I don't want to piss anybody off. It's not the right time to make jokes. It's going to piss somebody off, some group of people. But Dave's calls are always so interesting. You know, last time he calls me, and it's about the time we went to visit his shrink. He says, Doc, I got a problem, you gotta help me. I'm obsessed with boobs. I can't stop thinking about boobs. Everything in my life is boobs. It's ruining my business, it's gonna ruin my marriage. All I can do is think about boobs. Doctor says, don't worry. I've dealt with this before. Your friend Rafael Nadal, I'm treating him already. We can fix this for you. The guy says, okay, let's do some word association. He says, okay, grapes. Oh, little boobies. All right, oranges. Some small boobies. Melons. Come on, Doc. Beautiful boobies. All right, party balloons. Squishy boobies. He said, doctor says, okay, we gotta change the strategy here. All right, windshield wipers. Dave all of a sudden, he's stunned, doesn't know what to do. Then you get the biggest smile on his face, he goes,
There you go. That was a visual. He was going back and forth fixing each move. All right, I had to explain that one, but that was good. That was good. All right, Glenn, you ready?
All right, so you're all week trying to be on. All right, so three women died tragically in an accident. So they get to heaven, and St. Peter comes out and says, well, we have one rule only, don't step on the ducks. Okay, that's right. So they get to heaven, and there's ducks everywhere. Everywhere. The first woman, day one, steps on a duck. All of a sudden, St. Peter comes out and says, that's your first mistake. Your consequence is we're going to chain you to the ugliest man in the world. So for eternity, you got to live with this guy. She said, oh, okay. Day two, the next woman steps on a duck. Same thing happens. St. Peter comes out, he says, we're chaining you to someone even uglier than the other one. You're living eternity with them. Got it. The third woman goes months and months and months without stepping on a duck. So she's like, this is golden, I'm good. All of a sudden, a gentleman comes up, the most handsome man in the world. And she goes, wow, what a blessing, this is amazing. I'm handcuffed to you forever? How did this even happen? He goes, I don't know, but I stepped on a duck.
You see that? Do I have to explain that one? No, the woman was ugly. Thank you. All right, Rocky, you're up. You only got one shot there, brother.
All right, I don't know how I got something to do this, Dave. Three friends get together, they haven't seen each other in a long time. They're at a bar, they start talking, and they start talking about their girlfriends, friends they've met. And one of the guys says, I met this girl, I really like her, but I've never had sex before, I don't know what to do. And the two friends said, well, you know, we have this great sex therapist we're gonna send you to. You go there, you're gonna get some lessons, and you're gonna figure out what to do. So he goes to the sex therapist, and the sex therapist goes, we're gonna give you a couple of exercises, you can go home and practice in front of the mirror. First thing you're gonna do is you're gonna put a dime here, and you're gonna go home, you're gonna go dime, 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 dime. So he goes home that night, practices in front of the mirror, he's got the dime here, he's going dime, 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 dime. Goes back to the sex therapist for the next appointment, the sex therapist goes, okay, you got a dime here, you have a quarter here, a dime here, and you're gonna go dime, quarter, dime. He goes back, practices that night, dime, quarter, dime, dime, quarter, dime. Finally, he has his final appointment with the sex therapist. The sex therapist goes, now you have the dime here, the quarter here, dime here, you're gonna put another quarter here, you're gonna go dime, quarter, dime, quarter, dime, quarter, dime, quarter. Goes home that night, practices dime, quarter, dime, quarter, dime, quarter. Finally, he has the date. They have a wonderful dinner, they go to dinner, they have a bottle of wine, she really likes him, she invites him back to the house. They get naked, they start making love, and he's remembering the exercises, going dime, quarter, dime, quarter, dime, quarter. And she's going, honey, faster, faster. She's going dime, quarter, honey, faster, dime, quarter. It goes faster, it goes, fuck it, buck 25, buck 25.
Beautiful. That was a fucking joke. That joke was all about fucking. That was great. And you know what the best part of that joke is? We got it on film. We got Rocky Patel humping on stage, so price of admission right there. Nice job, Rocky. And then, now, Rafael Nadal.
Thank you. If you don't understand my accent, I'm gonna have translation after this. You know, I got this beautiful Rocky accent or the Ricky Ricardo accent. So either one I can work with. I was very nervous because he told me that a few months ago when he called me. I said, let's do jokes. And I almost canceled coming to the PCA for this shit. I was so fucking. I've been drinking the last 3 hours. I didn't sell one cigar. So tomorrow come to the show, guys, and write some letters because I didn't do it. I've been drinking. Anyway, so I was nervous. I was telling my wife, oh my God, I'm gonna do this, and I don't know any jokes. What happened if people don't laugh? And she says, honey, take your clothes and everybody's gonna laugh. So, here you go. Now you know the rest of the story. Here.
Beautiful. That was you know, I love the fact that you guys are at the top of your game in the cigar industry, but don't mind coming up here telling everyone about you got little dicks. I did that. Oh, that was too big. I see. You want to try it in your native language? Maybe it'll go over better. I have no idea what his native language is. Indian. Okay, I'm not touching that. All right, good job. And now, Jonathan Carney. Okay, Jonathan, bang the cigars.
Speaking of little dicks, you don't ever go after the roaster, but Tony stole my masturbation joke. So I'm gonna have to say something serious here.
You wrote that?
I experienced it.
Oh, okay.
So I have a couple things I want to say real quick. First of all, there's a lot of great people on this stage, and I had to pick one to go after. They're all dangerous, and I picked the most dangerous. But I'm going to say some nice things about them, so this isn't going to be too funny. I want to talk about the Aroa family real quick. And I thought there's only going to be one of them up here, but now there's two. And they're separated. But you guys have done a ton for Honduras. The family really has. And it's something very, very special. You built that into one of the most respected cigar making countries in the world, and I mean that. And I had a very special conversation yesterday with Cigar Aficionado, and they're very much recognize what you all have done. And to commemorate that this year, they told me that you heard it here first. If they're here, I'm sorry, but they said for the first time ever, they're going to commemorate the Aroa family effort in Honduras, and there'll be a Honduran #1 cigar of the year, and it will be the Don Pepin Blue Label Honduran.
That was the joke?
It was a fucking great joke.
It was a good joke. No, you're right. When I'm wrong, I will admit it. I have no idea why it was funny, but it was funny. All right, so please welcome our second Aroa of the evening, and it's who's the Aroa?
Yeah, I didn't even get this thing. Well, anyways, thank you so much. One of the things I learned last time, eye contact. Because I really sucked at eye contact. And by the same time, I got a lot of encouragement by Dave. Said, you're a very brave man to do it again. Okay, but one of the things I am known for is living with women. Okay, I got 4 women at home. So I know everything about women. So my jokes are gonna be about women. So, when the devil receives batches of people, they usually receive batches of 1 man at a time because they can judge the person by the character. But women are judged in hundreds. So when they come in batches and the devil receives them into hell, 100 women come. So the devil says, hey, let me ask you, have you ever made a person or a man cry because he says three things, what are those three things? Either they say yes, they say no, or they say nothing, and you still get pissed off at them? And yes, we do. Okay, so all of you, please welcome to hell. And then all of a sudden, one woman stands behind, and the guy says, hey, please, can you get the deaf one to come over, please?
So yeah, because you couldn't speak or talk or anything. Yeah, good job. That was a good one. The joke got lost in there. There was a joke in there. It sort of got muddled at the end. But the woman was deaf. Okay, now they get it. Good. I am a dick. That's why they hire me. Yes. All right, so our second round. We got a few minutes left. Who's good? Let's go. One more, if you got it.
A young guy's walking down the French Quarter, and an old man stops him. And he's smoking a Perdomo 30th anniversary. He says, son, cigar smoking's bad for you. He said, I don't know. He says, my grandfather is 109 years old. He says, does he smoke cigars? He said, no, but he minds his own fucking business.
Wow. And Nick is really hard to follow, man. All right, so, yeah, I'm gonna try. By the way, I've been dry for like a month and a half, so I've been drinking today, getting ready for this stupid thing. So anyway, a woman goes shopping for a carpet. She's walking up and down the aisle. She sees a carpet that she likes, so she ducks down. As she's kneeling down, a fart creeps out, pretty loud. Of course, she's a little embarrassed, but she looks around, makes sure no one's watching. Who's standing right behind her? The sales clerk. And the sales clerk, now she's trying to play it off like, trying to figure out, hopefully nothing happens. Says, sir, could you please tell me the price of the carpet? Says, ma'am, if just feeling it made you fart, I promise to give you a good price and you don't shit yourself. All right. That's a legitimate joke right there. Nice job. All right, who's up next? That's Glenn. You got another one, Glenn? Okay.
All right, so an 85-year-old man goes in for his annual physical. Doctor says, what you have to do is sperm count. So he hands him a jar. He says, fill this up tomorrow, come back, and we'll do analysis of it. He's like, no problem. So he goes home, comes back the next day, and the jar is empty, as clean as it was that he got it. Doctor says, so what happened? He goes, well, let me tell you, Doc. He goes, I got home, I tried my right hand, no results. I tried my left hand, no results. So I go to my wife and said, hon, you gotta help me out here. So she tried her right hand, no results. Left hand, no results. Then she used her mouth. Tried it with the teeth in, the teeth out, no results. Then they called the neighbor, Elaine, and said, you gotta help us out. So she tried each hand, no results. Then she used her armpit, nothing. Then she, last resort, tried squeezing in her knees, no results. So he says, are you kidding? You called your neighbor to help you out with this? He says, my friend, we couldn't get the jar open.
I'll do your second joke for you. All right? Wait, hold on. I'm doing Rocky's second joke for him. Yeah, go. Then go. Yeah. Yeah, hurry up before we have to suffer this again.
All right, this couple is moving from New York to California.
Showstopper right there, Rocky.
to North Dakota, they see this guy on the side of the road. And they see this naked Indian who's sitting on the side of the road with his arms crossed. And they're like, something's wrong, let's get out of the car, see if we need to help him, what's going on? So they walk up to him, they go, sir, are you okay? And he's sitting there with his arms crossed, butt naked, he's got a big heart on. And they go, sir, are you okay? And he goes, me tell time, me tell time. I go, this is odd, this is weird. Going out to California, these weirdos on the way. They keep driving, they get to Nevada. They get to Nevada, they see another naked Indian on the side of the road. Sitting there again, they go, let's see, this guy probably needs help. Get up to him, sitting there with his arms crossed, got a big heart on, they walk over to him, sir, are you okay? Me tell time, me tell time. Told you we should move to California. These people are crazy out west. Start driving a little further, they drive another 100 miles, they get out there. This says, another naked Indian, but this time he's masturbating. They go, this is crazy, let's get out there. I think I know what's going on. And they walk up to him, the wife goes up to him. We know you, we've seen you kind. Let me guess, you tell time. He goes, no, me wind up clock.
All right, yeah. And that was a legitimate jerking off joke. Did you see how they all tie together? That was good. Everyone enjoyed that jerk off joke. All right, Raphael, now it's you again. Yeah, try it in Indian this time.
I was so nervous. By the way, I started losing weight. Well, it was a joke.
That's it? That's a good one.
For two reasons. Last year I went to see Dave, and he was naked on the bathroom when I got in by mistake, and I decided to start on a diet, and that's it. But the second reason I started on a diet is because American Airlines. Have you ever been on the bathroom of American Airlines for fat people? It is the most difficult to do your things, right? So because you start getting your pants down, and then you need to move, and then you need to do this. So last time that was the day that I decided after, was traveling back from seeing Dave naked, and I said, no, fuck, I need to start losing weight. And that day in American Airlines, we have some pilots over here and retired people from American Airlines, so cheers to that. And I was in the bathroom, and I coming from the Dominican Republic, and I've been, it's traveling and eating salad in the Dominican Republic is not the best thing, And I should have known because I've been traveling there for a long time. So when you're fat and you're in the bathroom, and you see those bathrooms so small, and you take your pants down, and then you need to get the paper, and it's like, okay, here's the paper, and here's the thing. But they added during the pandemic, like, you don't touch it, and it starts flushing. And for a fat guy like this, you're doing that, and I was gonna get the paper, and the goddamn thing starts flushing, and it got my shirt, and my shirt full of shit, and then I said, what am I gonna do? I had no more shirt than here, and so I get out, and I go to my seat full of shit, and everybody, 10 minutes later, and this guy, God is good. There was a very old guy sitting next to me, and everybody, and I start saying, and the guy, oh, no, it's not me. But for those two reasons, I've started losing weight, and hopefully when you see me next time, I will be the half man that I am today. So,
very good.
To him and to American Airlines.
Very good. That's how you can tell there's a guy at the top of his game. He's not afraid to admit he shit himself. You know what I like to do in the bedroom in the airplane? I stay in there till there's turbulence. And then I open the door and go, sorry, I've been sick. All right, go ahead. Go ahead. Go get him, Jonathan Carney.
Could all of you stop liking Raphael's posts on Facebook so he doesn't feel like he has to eat salads before he goes on a flight? I can't get canceled for this, right?
No, not from me.
All right. Well, there's another masturbation joke that was stolen. I may get canceled for this, and I'm very, very sorry, but I'm here to win a contest, and if you guys give me the victory tonight, I'll probably tell more of these jokes, but I'm married. I got a very beautiful wife at home. We make a lot of love. And when you're married, the lust is there. You got to keep it alive. But at the end of the day, you realize it's just like Kentucky Fried Chicken. When you're done with the breast and the thighs, you realize that it's just a greasy box that you throw your bone into.
Wow, that was fantastically awful. You said greasy box and bone. You did it, and without hesitation. I love it. Go ahead. All right. Who's still? You're up.
This is actually a true story. This is actually the first time I spent New Year's Eve with my wife, just her and I. My older daughter was actually in Belgium. She got married. The second one was with the new fiance, which really sucks. And then the third one, she was out with her friends somewhere. So her and I were by ourselves. And one of the things she told me is that, you know, I have been very blessed and very happy to be with you and the girls. And not only is it super nice to be this, but, you know, I'm very fulfilled, so I can die any day and I'm very happy. He says, you know, I'll die with you. No, I said. You know, I said we only agreed until death do us part.
All right. There was a joke in there somewhere too, right? There was a joke in there about his wife dying or something. Usually the punchlines come at the end, but we don't have time to do a clinic. So that's it. Everybody did their 2 jokes. Yeah. And let me say this, these guys are not shy about talking about their sex lives. I tell you that. They don't care. So now we need to do this by round of applause to see who's going to be the winner of the coveted bulletproof thing. So again, in the order that they were called, Nick Perdomo. Jonathan Carney. And who's still around? That seems, it was close. It was very close. It was imperceivable, the applause. I couldn't tell. And let me do this first. If there's going to be a winner, there's going to be a loser. What we didn't tell you is there's a loser. There you are. There we go. Yeah, here it is. No, you didn't do it, so. So someone's got to be a loser, and who do you think? It was close. It was between you. It was you. You gonna keep the loser thing? No. Do we? Yeah. Who do we think was the loser? Raphael. Hands down, Raphael. He was very honest, but he wasn't fucking funny. You know, if you got prizes for being honest, yeah, there you go, loser. And you know what? Stand, yes, please. of weight. Just tell people it's that. And don't weigh yourself with that on. And so I think it's pretty clear that the winner, and everyone did a great job, didn't they? This is not so Oliver, you have to thank, and I want to thank David Garofalo from Two Guys and United and everybody put this whole thing together, and Oliver for having me. And I think without hesitation we can say the award goes to Nick Perdomo. He won the regionals, and I won the national. Good job, everybody. Nick, do you have an acceptance? Go there next. Go over there next to the loser. Yeah. There's no losers here. They're all doing great. Oh, you tell them that.
You have to feel this award. So come see Nick at the Perdomo booth. This award is much heavier than Saka's dick.
And much bigger.
Yes, and it only goes around the neck once. Yeah. So a round of applause for everybody for doing this. You guys were terrific. I hope you enjoyed yourself. And have a nice rest of the show. Thank you very much. I'm Tony B. And these are the top of the game. Nice job, everybody. Nice job.